Have you ever thought about an organ that can work non-stop, from the moment you're born, to the last second of your life? That's the human heart, a miraculous pump that never takes a break. But, why it is necessary to understand the anatomy and physiology of the heart? If we assume an average rate of contraction, a human heart can contract 75 contractions per minute. That is approximately 108,000 times in one day. And more than 39 million times in 1 year. Each of the major pumping chambers of the heart ejects approximately 70 milliliters blood per contraction. Over 1 year, that would equal to 2.6 million gallons of blood sent through roughly 60,000 miles of vessels. In order to understand how that happens, it is necessary to understand the anatomy and physiology of the heart. The heart is located in the chest cavity, between the two lungs, slightly tilted to the left. It is roughly the size of a clenched fist, and weighs about 250 to 350 grams in adults. It is protected by the rib cage, and enclosed in a double-layered sac, called the pericardium. It surrounds the heart and roots of the great vessels. A small amount of fluid, around 15 to 50 milliliters between parietal and visceral layers called pericardial fluid, that lubricates the heart and reduces friction during contractions. The heart wall is composed of 3 layers: the epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. The epicardium is the outermost layer, providing a protective covering. The myocardium, the middle layer, is the muscular layer responsible for the heart's pumping action. The endocardium is the innermost layer, lining the heart chambers and valves. The human heart has 4 chambers. 2 upper chambers called left atrium and right atrium, and 2 lower chambers called left ventricle and right ventricle. The walls between the left and right sides of the heart are separated by muscular wall called septum. The heart has 4 main valves. Tricuspid valve, between right atrium and right ventricle. Pulmonary valve, between right ventricle and pulmonary artery. Mitral or bicuspid valve between left atrium and left ventricle. Aortic valve between left ventricle and aorta. These valves open and close with each heartbeat, preventing any backward blood flow. Aorta is the largest artery. It carries oxygen-rich blood from the left ventricle to the rest of the body. Pulmonary artery carries oxygen-poor blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. Superior and inferior vena cava are the largest veins, carrying deoxygenated blood from the body back to the right atrium. Pulmonary veins are the veins that carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. Let's talk about how the heart pumps blood. Right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the body through 2 large veins, superior and inferior vena cava. Blood then flows into the right ventricle through tricuspid valve. The right ventricle pumps this deoxygenated blood to the lungs through the pulmonary artery via the pulmonary valve. Here in the lungs, the blood picks up oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Now comes the left side. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through pulmonary veins. This oxygen-rich blood flows into the left ventricle through the mitral valve. The left ventricle is the strongest chamber, as it pumps oxygenated blood to the entire body. The heart also needs its own oxygen and nutrients. This is provided by the coronary arteries, which branch from the aorta. If these arteries are blocked, it can lead to heart attacks or angina. The left coronary artery distributes blood to left atrium and ventricle, and the interventricular septum. The circumflex artery arises from the left coronary artery. It will fuse with the small branches of right coronary artery. The larger anterior interventricular artery is the second major branch, arising from the left coronary artery. The marginal arteries supply blood to the superficial portions of right ventricle. The great cardiac vein initially parallels the anterior interventricular artery and drains the areas supplied by this vessel. Small cardiac vein parallels the right coronary artery and drains the blood from the posterior surfaces of the right atrium and ventricle. The right coronary artery supplying blood to the right atrium, right ventricle, and parts of the left atrium and left ventricle. The anterior cardiac veins are a group of 2 to 5 small veins that drain blood from the anterior surface of the right ventricle directly into the right atrium. The heart has a built-in electrical system known as heart's electric system that controls the heartbeat. It begins in the sinoatrial node, also called the natural pacemaker. It sends electrical signals that cause the atria to contract. The signal then passes to atrioventricular node down to the bundle of His, and into Purkinje fibers. This causes the ventricles to contract, creating the lub-dub sound of the heartbeat. Let's quickly summarize. The heart has 4 chambers: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. It has 4 valves that keep blood flowing in one direction. The right side pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The left side pumps oxygenated blood to the whole body. The coronary arteries supply the heart muscle. And the electrical system keeps the heart beating rhythmically. Your heart is a tireless pump that beats over 100,000 times every day without rest. So take care of it. Eat healthy, stay active and avoid stress. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more educational content.